we got today is another Miroku, because obviously the Miroku videos that we're doing, people are getting very interested in them, and they interest me to do them. So what we've got today is a Miroku 800, 3800, 3700, and as I keep saying in all of the videos, it's the markings that denote what the gun are. Well, unfortunately, as I keep saying, with the Miroku range of stuff, they do not mark to say what the grade is. So I've done the research on the internet, and I've decided that what we've got here is a Miroku diamond grade. Now, I also mentioned that Miroku do not do sporters. Well, this one's quite interesting because this is a sporter. So, yeah, if you want to bring the camera over here, Paul, yeah, and we will start talking about the gun itself, basically. So if we focus in here on the action. Now, as we can quite clearly see, this is a coin finish or a silver action on this gun. I personally think that the black action looks very nice, but can we try and get, Paul, some real good close in pictures? Yeah, some good close in pictures, and we'll start to talk about the engraving. So there, stay there. So here, yeah, if you look what I was showing you the other day, in the bottom of the engraving you can see the chatter marks, okay? Yeah. Now it's difficult doing it on a camera here. There. So those little marks at the bottom, they are where the graver has jumped as the engraving is being done, basically. Also, you have to look very, very closely, Paul. See the circles that are over here, over this side here. Yep. If you look very, very closely, and this isn't the gun that I was looking at, but some of these have been done as a single punch, and some of them have been done there, like a double punch, to be honest with you. Yeah. So these are just, this is how close you have to look at the engraving to see the differences that are on it. Basically, this gun that we've got here, Paul, this is a Type 2 action. So I've had a look at the date of the gun, and the gun dates from 1972. Now in a minute, when we look at the serial number system, you will see that the serial number system bears no resemblance to the year of manufacture. I think the closest thing about it was the serial number system, if you had the coding, would tell you that it was a graded system, basically. So if you come out a little bit, Paul, yeah, and we look at the checkering that's on this one, you'll see that this has got Miroku's flat top checkering, okay? And when I say flat top, it is just what I'm saying. The top of the checkering, it's not been flattened off. The checkering tool that they were using was cutting so deep it would leave the tops proud, basically. Yeah. Now, also, if I hold this up, Paul, can you see that forend, if you can show the people the forend, yeah, isn't overly wide and it isn't overly narrow either? No. So that is a sporting forend. Even though it's not got the schnabel at the end of it, the width of the forend is a sporting forend, all right? So let's look a little bit about the chokes, Paul, all right? So you can't, as I've said in earlier videos, you can't put too much of a ring around the Mirokus to say this is this and that's that. So what we've got here is 1 star minus, yeah, which is a 3/4 choke, and we've got 2 stars underneath it. Now, if you're working on the Miroku system, that would tell you that that was a 3/4 as well. But you have to, as I say, look, you have to measure the barrels, which is what we've done. So this is a sporter from the factory. So you've got 3/4 choke on the top barrel where it should be, and you've got half choke on the bottom barrel where it should be. There's lots of different things that I can point out on here, Paul. Also, can you see the width of the rib?
Yep.
Now we have got a few other Mirokus to do, and what you'll see from the earlier videos is the Skeet guns tend to have a wider rib. I believe this is going to be something like a 10 or an 11mm rib, whereas the Skeet guns have got like a 13, 14mm rib, and the game guns have got an 8mm rib. But let's get a close up on the engraving, Paul. It's, as I keep saying, it's the engraving that I am looking for, to be honest with you.
Let's get focused in on it. There we are.
So it's the engraving that I'm looking for, because they're not marked, and generally engraving, especially in modern times, is marked to say who done it. Who done it? Sounds like Cluedo, doesn't it? to show you who engraved it. So we're going pillar to post, pillar to post. What we've also got, and as I said, I've done the research, this is a diamond grade. You've got teardrops on this one. You've got flat top checkering of probably 18 lines to the inch, something like that. You've got nicer wood on it,
yep,
with your high lacquer gloss finish that does start to wear off, if you see here.
Yeah, it's just picking it up in the light there.
It's just starting to wear off. You've got your white line for your butt pad. Can't call it a recoil pad, clearly it isn't a recoil pad. Also done in Miroku.
Yeah.
Is that upside down?
It is, but yeah, BC Miroku, there we are.
BC Miroku. And you've got your pistol grip cap there as well, Paul, done in your white line.
Yeah.
Now, let's have a look at the trigger guard a little bit, Paul, and you'll see that you've got your deep black chrome on your trigger guard here.
Yeah.
Again, you can see where the graver has engraved and where the actual tool bit itself has moved.
Get right in that bit that light was catching. Yeah, right there. You can definitely see the lines in that bit right at the top.
Somebody did mention to me, Paul, or somebody did put in the comments that it would be nice to see Miroku make a gun of this quality today. I dare say they could do it, but unfortunately the price, I should think you could probably triple the price of a standard gun if you started putting these finish and the depth of the engraving on this gun. So here's your serial number, Paul.
Yep.
And that's a 342629, something like that.
That's it.
So the gun that I looked at the other day, which was a 1975 gun, I believe the serial number system on that started with a 5. So that was a 1975, this is a 1972 gun. We can quite safely say that Miroku did not manufacture 200,000 guns in 3 years. The serial number system, and I've got nothing to go on, so I can't, mine is only a guess. I would say that the serial number system denoted either the grade or the bore size of the gun. Until somebody from the Miroku factory gives us written information, we're never going to truly know. So also something interesting here, Paul, we've got the BC Miroku stamped on, where the 1975 gun that we had the other day, it was engraved, and then it had something laid into the engraving basically to denote the BC Miroku. So we've got just stamped on here BC Miroku. And let's try and look at some of the places where you've got more engraving on this one, Paul, than your lower grade. So on your trigger guard here, you've got more engraving. On the grade 1s, it's just border engraved, so here, okay? Whereas this one has got more engraving in the centre of the trigger guard, and we've also got more engraving coming back here on the tail of the trigger guard, either side of the screws, and we've got this little accent at the front and at the back there. Also, if we come forward a little bit, Paul, we've got more engraving here on the sides of the action.
Yep.
Where the black actions we had the other day, the engraving finished about here.
Yep.
We've also got more engraving, and we've got border on the outside of the cocking dog. We've got more engraving here around the banner, or the banner itself around the Miroku. We've got more. We've also got more engraving on the forend iron itself. And we've got more engraving here on the forend release catch. Forget the forend iron, just the catch itself here has got more engraving on it, all over it basically, Paul. And if you looked at them, they are all slightly different because they're hand done, and it's the hand done that interests me basically. So as I've said, this gun is 1972. I have taken the stock off the gun, I have had a good look at it, and it is a type 2 action basically. So it's a V-spring action, V-spring top lever, V-spring mainspring, V-spring ejectors. We've talked that although Miroku did not make a sporter, this conforms to a sporting specification. Now, let me just show you, Paul. There's nothing in the gun.
Yep.
Can you focus on that safety catch there? Don't have to go right in, but
yep,
just...
we got it. Yeah, we've got that moving.
So that's an automatic safety. Now, I have had a look at the inside of the gun, and the automatic safety that is in this is a factory edition. How do I know that? It's got all of the characteristics of a factory automatic safety. Therefore, what this gun is telling us, even though it's also 26-inch barrels that it's got on it, it would have been nice to have seen it in 28-inch. The fashion at the time was 26-inch. So what the gun is telling us, with the chokes, with the rib, we've also got a Skeet stock on this one, Paul.
Yep.
Which has got quite a lot of drop on it, at about 2.5 inches of drop. And the overall length of the stock isn't particularly long. It's only about 14.25. I haven't measured it. I'm just from what it feels like when you put the gun up. What the gun is telling us is it's a sporting gun. It's not a skeet gun. It's not a game gun. What is unusual is the fact that it's got an automatic safety on it from the factory. So what the gun is trying to tell us is that it's a custom gun from the Miroku factory.
We are at work.
We are at work. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good one. We are at work. So yeah, we're literally just talking about Mirokus. We're just trying to show people the different ones that are there. As I've said in the other videos, we're not trying to be experts, but of all of the guns, Paul, that I'm showing, that I have shown, it's the engraving.
Yeah.
It's the engraving that interests me. The reason that I am showing people so much to do with the engraving is when we move on to other guns in the future, highly engraved Mirokus, I want people to have the same knowledge about the guns that I've got, that this is why we are doing all of the engraving. What you will find with the Miroku style of engraving, Paul, it's a broader style. It's thicker. It's harder done.
Yep.
So it's the depth of the lines. Now, I would love to see the Miroku go back to this style. Unfortunately, it would put the price so prohibitive, I doubt people would buy them. One more quick thing, Paul. Can we see this round here?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is square.
Yep.
So this is called a square action Miroku, basically.
Yep.
Now, when you do the research, the earlier guns, whether it be Browning or Miroku, the earlier guns had a square action, and the later guns, they rounded this piece off basically. So this is a square action Miroku. It's a Miroku diamond grade. Unlike the Winchester diamond grade we had, which had diamonds engraved on it, sometimes they've got diamonds engraved in the checker in. You really just have to look at the gun to see the quality of the engraving that we've got. So yeah, another little video. We've got both sides. We've got the top of the action, haven't we?
Yep. We've got underneath.
Yep.
All the markings.
2 3/4 inch chambers. 2 3/4 inch chambers. And we've got double beads as well on this one, which I personally think is a very nice little touch. Double beads.
There we are.
So yeah, thanks very much, people. Let's keep doing the videos. Oh yeah, and a few likes, please. Let's have a few likes.